doing today, sir? Break this draft down for me slowly, please.
I'm doing pretty good. So we just got off our win as well against Girl earlier. So we got the winners cast going on. So yeah. So Rex is gonna take away Evelynn. This is if the opponent jungler ever plays Evelynn, if they ever played a lot, it's definitely good to ban it because this champion is so annoying to play against. Because once she hits 6 and she goes invisible, she could be anywhere at any time, and your vision doesn't mean diddly squat. So I really like to see that ban if Shadow Bunny plays it at all. Rex has also opted to remove Kassadin, which we saw Route play in CFG's previous game. Had a pretty standout performance on that one. Also going to take away the Senna. It's been a pretty popular bot lane pick. It opens up teams to play really unconventional compositions and helps them round out their draft. So also a solid ban. Meanwhile, on the side of Coinflip Gaming, it looks like they're targeting Zenzen in the mid lane, taking away a few of the champions that we've seen him on a few times. The Ukshan, the Vel'Koz, the Cassiopeia are all definitely Zenzen picks. Taking some of that DPS away from him will put more pressure on Alk Battery to get the DPS going this game.
Yep, Rex Regalis locking in the Yuumi immediately. Shoutouts to our UB Cowboys out there in chat. I'm sure they saw Lounge. I'm sure they saw Utility Monster get upset that Rex picked Yuumi before them. But they're going to lock it in. Yuumi is going to be played in this final game. Triple mid lane ban from the side of CFG. Me being on SDC and definitely used to that. Let me tell you that now. We have a little bit of a NA production gap right now. We're going to get that sorted shortly. We'll see the picks. But I believe on the side of Rex Regalis, they banned out the Kassadin, which I thought was interesting just because I guess Route has very few champions that he's played in the entire season anyway. I believe he's only played Corki and Kassadin and probably one other that I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a very small sample size. Yeah. Very small sample size. So I guess Rex seeing that, they're like, yeah, just ban the Kassadin. Route played well on the Kassadin, but I don't think it was ban-worthy. But I guess he looked good on it, so Rex says no to that. And then the Lulu Tristana on the side of CFG.
Yeah, I'm curious if Rex are going to go back to the Olaf. We saw them use the Yuumi with the Olaf to great effect. Rafa becoming an unstoppable monster with that Parasite Cat on his shoulder, the Ragnarok, making it so that there's basically no way to stop them. I'm surprised that they didn't immediately pick it up. They opted to take a nice safe pick for Zenzen with a Victor in the mid lane. That's also a champion that he's really comfortable on, but one that we haven't really seen come out very much in FOF, so I'm excited to see how he plays that. Lulu Tristana is a really interesting bot lane because the Tristana really wants to go in. The Lulu does a pretty good job of protecting the Tristana, so it should be pretty safe. They shouldn't really die to ganks, but they should also have a lot of all-in potential. And because of that, Ezreal's going to be the spawns from Rex Regalis, a nice, safe counterpart.
Yeah, Victor, Ezreal getting picked up. Nice, safe picks. Ari is the response on the side of Coinflip Gaming. And for those who are just joining us, kind reminder that this game doesn't mean a whole lot for CFG, but it means a lot for Rex Regalis. CFG have locked in their final spot in playoffs. They're in there for sure. They're 6th seed. No matter what happens this game, Rex Regalis, thanks to SDC's win earlier, have a chance at reclaiming their 1st seed spot. So should they win this game, they're going to be playing a tiebreaker against Terracotta sometime during break week. And if they were to lose this game, I'm sure STC members would be sad because we magicked you guys a little win here. So I know STC fans are rooting for Rex. We did it for them. I know CFG are strong. They have a brand new roster-ish, kind of, sort of-ish. And they've been looking good. So I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, so they replaced everybody except Sadist in the bot lane, but it appears that Bray Dude is actually going to be playing for him.
True.
So this set of 5 is actually an entirely new roster to FOF, so I'm really curious to see how they play together. They've only been together for a week or so, or a couple weeks, I think now, but they've looked solid in a couple of their games, and they took a win off of STC, pretty notably locking Coinflip's playoff spot. So yeah, I'm really curious how this roster is going to mesh, and coming into playoffs as the bottom seed, we're going to have to see them step up their game a lot to compete with the other really good teams within this league. As we get into the second phase of bans, we're going to see Rex Regalis take away some top lane picks, some lane dominant picks that they don't want to see You Belong in a Museum play. Going to take away his Mordekaiser and his Urgot. Meanwhile, Coinflip Gaming's targeting down some of the annoying junglers that could pair with that Yuumi, with the Viego and the Nidalee. I'm a little surprised there's not an Olaf ban.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised about that. I don't know. I guess they only really do have 2 bans to use, so makes sense. But Nidalee Viego, I've seen Rafa play it. I know he's really good at it, but I feel like it's just way easier to counter those 2 than it is on Udyr. Could be wrong though.
Yep, that could be true indeed. We see Morgana is going to be the 4th pick on the side of Coin Flip Gaming. And we're also going to maybe see a Kled come through. Zen absolutely loves to play Kled. He plays at mid. He plays at top lane. They can swap people around to get that Kled, Zen's Kled to wherever it wants to be. So really solid pickup from the side of Rex Regalis. That's definitely going to be dangerous. Gives that team a solid engage option that they've been lacking thus far with the draft. And it could clear up something with a little less engaged, like the Olaf, maybe as a final pick that can just run alongside Kled. Speed boost with the Yuumi boost. There's nothing you can do about it, but it looks like they're going to opt into the Master Yi.
The Master Yi. Okay. All right. We beat Terracotta for this. Okay.
For some Master Yi gaming.
Okay. Look,
if there's going to be a Master Yi pop-off, it's Rex Regalis with a
That's
Yuumi
true.
and a Kled on their side. Get that Master Yi in there. CFG, however, do have some really solid options for dealing with this Master Yi. Lulu has Polymorph, Tristana has Buster Shot, Ari has Charm, Morgana has a million things, Shen has Stand United. So to see how Rafa's going to play this Master Yi is going to be very interesting. I think that CFG's comp makes a lot more sense. They're a little damage light, but the Tristana has all the pieces that she needs to step up within that role. On the other hand, Master Yi is a pretty solid matchup. Morgana's not going to be doing anything crazy within the jungle, so the Master Yi is going to have a really solid early game, but it's going to be down to how Rafa plays these fights if Rex want to get this win and secure themselves a tiebreaker for first place.
Absolutely. CFG have drafted themselves. I almost was gonna say out loud a very UB-esque comp. I think it's just because I see Morgana jungle again. I just automatically default to utility monster. But it feels kind of weird seeing Rex Regalis play against this kind of comp. That just reminds me of UB. But we're gonna get right into the game. Rex Regalis versus CFG, our final game of the final night of Helios. Zen in the top lane, Rafa in the jungle, Hayam Asti subbing in for Joshi in the mid lane, Alk Battery and Why You Know Doctor in the bot. And then we've got You Belong in a Museum, one of my favorite top laners I've been watching this entire season, paired with Shadow Bunny, Bray Dude, Route, and Dust. We're going to see a level 1 potential invade. This has been happening a lot recently. Why You Know Doctor, you've done this yourself. You should
Doesn't have Flash.
Yuumi, you're just a Yuumi. You don't have Flash. Unfortunate 5-point spot for them. Why You Know Doctor goes down. First blood goes over to Bray Dude.
Yeah, really solid invade from CFG. They know that if they catch someone out, they have great tools to lock up that kill. And when the member that they find is Yuumi, who's flashless, it's pretty much a free kill. So really well played for CFG. Good call. Finds the really early kill. I just want to talk real quick about some summoner choices that were made this game. So the Yuumi has gone for Heal and Exhaust. Really safe summoner spells that are very protective, but the player who has not gone for those safe summoner spells is Rafa, who's opted for Ignite over Flash. So going to be relying a lot on his team to give him the mobility to survive as this game goes on. And we just saw a lot of the CC tools come out from CFG, so we know what they can do to a Master Yi, and it will be really interesting as this game goes on. Lanes should be pretty normal. There were a couple of ability starts for that invade that are a little unoptimal, such as Ari starting E, won't have Q. We just see it miss right there in the mid lane, and Shen had to level E as well for the engage, so will not be picking up the W until level 3, which could be crucial if Kled wants to go for some early engages.
I'm really curious with Rex's mentality this game. I really want to know, because they are in a situation now where they can take first place. It's very possible. And I'm seeing Master Yi Yuumi, and I don't know if this is just like a super secret strat that they've been preparing for like weeks and we're planning on pulling it out on the final day or something. But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure most people in Twitch chat can probably agree this is Rex Regalis' favorite just based off standings alone. So based off expectations, we should just see Rex win this, but there were a couple upsets this past week, so anything can happen.
Yeah, and it appears that if Rex want to slide into first place, they're definitely going to do it in style. We're going to have to see this Master Yi wants a pretty safe early game, opting for a nice and early 5 camp clear. It's going to be nice and safe for the Master Yi. Morgana can just breeze through that jungle safely as well. Neither of them really want to interact with each other. I would imagine the fights shouldn't result actually in any kills. The CC should just go down for the Morgana, and she walks away because she knows she can't win it. So both a little boring in the jungle so far, but where it's not boring is within these lanes. I think specifically the mid lane is where we're going to see a lot of action, especially in the early game as both Victor and Ari have opportunities.
Yeah, the most interesting thing I've been seeing so far is the jungle pathing from both junglers have been almost completely in sync. They got Scuttle pretty much at the exact same time, so I'm starting to think Master Yi might have been a call just to match Morgana's quick clear speeds, and a gank from Shadow Bunny unfortunately doesn't happen. So Alk Battery, they know where the Morgana jungle is, and they don't know where Rafa is.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that Rafa spent this time to go look in the top side of jungle, trying to look for that one camp that Morgana didn't clear. Because normally, if a jungler is only doing a 5 camp clear, they're usually going to leave the Krugs. So checking the Krugs, checking the Raptors, but they're not there, so Rafa doesn't actually get anything off the invade. So really, even though Shadow Bunny was spotted on the bottom side of the map, they can start tracking the Morgana, which is an upside for Rex, but it's not that big of a downside because the opportunity cost wasn't very large.
Yeah, first dragon slowly going to start spawning as well. We'll see which team decides to make the move first. I know all these teams have been talking about how the first few dragons don't matter, but we see it happen anyway. You know you want it. We'll see which one grabs it first. Rafa is in a perfect spot right now to path towards that early dragon, should he choose, while Morgana jungle paths towards the top side.
Yeah, the only problem with trying to get this dragon early for Rafa is that Tristana is naturally very good at pushing the lane, but Tristana goes in.
Yeah, Route trying to jump in, getting a lot of damage onto Alk Battery, down to 50% HP, putting a lot of pressure on the spot side, maybe rethinking that dragon call, should they decide to do it.
Yeah, there should be no way for Rafa to get inside the dragon pit with how much Tristana can just push up and is going to push for these tower plates, but Alk Battery with the Mystic shot going to try and deny the early goal to this Tristana, but Yuumi can only provide so much sustain this early in the game, and Alk Battery's getting poked down quite fast.
Yeah, slow early game so far. Even though that first blood happened, not too much is going to be gained off of that. I'm sure everyone on both sides were just kind of like, yeah, it's fine, just let it happen. Route taking a lot of damage, down to just about like 5% HP, has to jump away. Pressure is reversed. Should they want this dragon, they have a little bit of bot pressure, but Dust and Route have to back off.
Yep. Luckily for the side of CFG, this is the perfect time to be forced to back because it is a cannon wave. It's going to be much harder for Ezreal and Yuumi to knock that wave into their tower, so they shouldn't lose too many minions. Zen's looking for a trade in the top lane.
Yeah, 50% health on You Belong in a Museum. Zen just flexing his Kled skills on this top lane so far.
Yeah, has a pretty sizable CS lead, although a lot of those minions are going to be gotten back because of the current wave state. So probably about a 5 CS lead for Zen's Kled in the top lane right now. Really solid from him early in this one.
And it looks like potential back timers gone wrong for the side of Rex means Morgana jungle might be taking this dragon right now. I can't 100% tell. I don't know if it's Scuttle or... Yep, nope, 100% it's dragon. Dust and Route being called over, but Rafa is spamming pings, telling his team to come enter. They know this dragon is being taken right now. Ari moving towards this bottom side river. Rafa has to make a choice. Do you go for the steal or do you go for the fight? He might go for it. A charm from Raid Dude makes it so he can't smite. And that means CFG takes the first dragon of the game, forcing Zen's teleport down to mid.
Yeah, I'm not sure that teleport was needed. I think they thought that fight was going to escalate a little further, but CFG were perfectly happy to back off. They got what they wanted. Route wasn't in position, and the Shen was going to have a harder time teleporting, so they know that to back off, they only used the one summoner spell in Ari's Ignite, which was mainly just to deny Rafa getting into that dragon pit. So really solid early game from CFG thus far. They have about 1,000 gold lead, a little less than that, maybe 600, 700, and with the Infernal Drake picked up, really solid early game.
the way CFG is playing right now, the way CFG has been playing yesterday and kind of last week as well, they want playoffs. They know they have it locked right now, but they want to prove that they're worth it here at Friend or Foe. They were a little questionable mid-season just because they had the entire whole roster swap situation, players leaving teams, whole blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happened. But CFG made a new roster, and they want to show that it works here on that FFS stage.
And so far this game, it is working. The lanes are, for what it's worth, pretty even across the board. The Shen's down a little bit of CS, bots up a little bit of CS. In general, pretty even in terms of laning with one of the best teams in the league. And as Morgana and Ahri path bot side, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get Ezreal here.
Yeah, that's going to be CFG just looking for a couple bit of damage right there. They're just going to look to take out some wards, get out that vision from the side of Rex, making it so that bot lane dive is more possible. Knowing that it's a Yuumi, it's a lot rarer for Yuumis to go out and ward compared to other supports that, you know, compared to roaming supports. So this lack of vision that Rex is going to just innately have might be the key for CFG to just keep going bot side. But thankfully, Rex is aware of this disadvantage that they potentially have and have been warding successfully so to prevent these ganks from working out.
I'm surprised at how well that gank worked out. Props to Braedude for making that happen. Forcing out both the cleanse from Ezreal and the heal from Yuumi is a lot more than I expected from the outset. And it ultimately nets their bot lane a turret plate. Meanwhile, Braedude actually forced out of lane by Oski's Victor in the mid lane.
A jump forward by Route and a nice bomb. Nice Yuumi ulti coming through. Shadow Bunny was here for the gank. That was why they were there to get rid of the vision for that gank to happen. Nice movement from Alk Battery, but unfortunately, nothing going to happen for the side of Rex regardless. One kill over to the side of CFG.
Yep, and we instantly see a capitalization on the summoner spell blown by the Yuumi earlier in the game. Without the heal, no opportunity to keep that Ezreal alive, and also in the actual kill itself, they force out his flash. So he's going to be a bit of a target for the next few minutes. Alk Battery might be in danger. In the meantime, Rex make a very proactive play, getting the Rift Herald down in the mid lane, picking up 2 plates that go over, split between Rafa and Oski is going to be a nice solid gold swing back in the direction, but they need it because even with that, CFG is still up about 700 gold.
Yeah, fantastic call from the side of Rex Regalis to just opt for that Rift Herald play and just get as much gold as possible onto 2 members, while the side of CFG got the same amount of turret plates on 3 members, so evened out. It might be in favor of Rex. Well, they got a kill anyway, so CFG might have just evened it out. But very proactive on Rex. A 1v1 happening in the top side. Zen fully committing to this play. You belong in a museum. Just looking to kite it out. Rafa is here on the side. Zen's at 1 HP. Has to flash away. You belong in a museum. Flashes forward as well. Does get the kill onto Zen, but Rafa gets the revenge kill on You Belong in a Museum.
Yeah. Pretty well played on both sides, honestly. You Belong in a Museum recognizes that Zen stepped up too far and was too deep in the minions, tries to capitalize, but Rafa is right there to capitalize on Shen's capitalization, and it's really well played in that situation by the Shen to pick up the kill onto the Kled. But splitting 1-for-1 with a Master Yi is not exactly what you want to see. The Master Yi scales up rather quickly, and this is his weakest point in the game. So overall, I think that play is better for Rex than it is for CFG, but I think the Shen did the best he could do considering the situation he was in.
Yeah, absolutely. He had no idea that Rafa was there. Had there been slightly better tracking, maybe there was a chance that he would just not go for the gamble and just keep the advantage that CFG has now, but the gold lead has actually closed up. And the gap is now nothing. The gap is nil. 17.3k on both sides. Second dragon coming up in a couple seconds now. Both junglers looking to start to move towards this bot side. We'll see which bot lane gets pressure first. Most likely the Tristana, just due to the lane. But Hayam Osti getting a lot of pressure into the mid lane. Choosing to back. Does have teleport. We'll see shortly what happens to this dragon.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the gold gap was closed through the mid lane play. Victor picking up on solid CS lead of about 13 over Braedude's Ahri early in this one. And Braedude is walking towards the dragon, going to miss some more CS, but potentially a very important objective for CFG if they can secure it. Mountain Straight.
CFG's vision is fantastic right now. There is no vision on the side of Rex to know if they're going to do the dragon or not. Rafa, unfortunately, not going to be able to be there in time. I'm pretty sure they're just going to give this up. Hold teleports, hold the pressure on bot, give up the first 2 dragons. That's totally fine. The next 4 are what matter. Meanwhile, in the top lane, just a little bit of damage going down.
Yep. So with this Cloud Drake, with this Cloud Rift, something I really want to mention is that I actually think both of these teams have a lot of benefit from Cloud Soul. It's normally regarded as the worst soul, but it looks like Route isn't going to let me talk, going to knock out Battery down to maybe 100 HP. Yuumi having to burn that heal up just in time to save out Battery once again.
Yeah, Route and Dust having so much pressure in this Tristana Lulu bot lane right now. Rafa is in the wing just in case, but I don't know for sure if CFG see that with the wards. They haven't tried. But if they do, that's going to be some nice tracking for the side of CFG. Shadow Bunny showing in the mid lane to clear that out. And Hayam Asti getting one more potential tower plate here, depending on what Shadow Bunny does. A lot of gold, most likely, on this Victor, which, if a lot of this gold is funneled onto the Master Yi and the Victor, Rex will be in a comfortable spot. Out Battery gets deleted by Route and just immediately, potentially a greedy stay. Why you know, Doctor, unfortunately going down. Route gets a double kill in the bot lane and jumps out.
Yeah, and we saw how safe this bot lane can all in. Alk Battery thought that they were relatively safe under the tower, but Tristana proves otherwise. Can go for that tower dive with the amount of sustain that Lulu provides with the shielding and the health boosting. Something I was trying to say earlier is that because we have a Cloud Soul this game, normally Cloud Soul is regarded as the one that's least impactful for winning the game, but I think both compositions can use it quite well. Once again, Rafa is going to interrupt my point.
Yeah, Rafa going in 1v2, showing them the power of his Master Yi pick. Now that the lanes have been unlocked, Chenault is burned, but not going to happen. You Belong in a Museum gets down to 25% HP. Rex is now back in the game.
Yeah, with Master Yi being 3-0 now, it's so dangerous. If either of these teams gets a Cloud Soul, they have many different ways to use it, and one of the most dangerous is Master Yi. Getting that movement speed boost on the Highlander pop is going to allow him to get into fight so quickly with the Yuumi speed boost and the Yuumi slow and the Yuumi root. All of those things are going to allow this Master Yi to be so dangerous as this game goes on.
Absolutely. Rex being in a comfortable spot right now. The kills are on the right people. Same for CFG, though. That Tristana is huge. Meanwhile, Hayam Asti up in the top lane, here to assist with the tower dive along with Zen Zen. They're going to be able to take this tower shortly, 4-5 in favor of CFG currently.
Yeah, they sent 4 people top to secure that kill onto the Shen, so really solid play from Rex to get that done, and it looks like Route in the mid lane going to make that a 1-for-1 trade of towers, but importantly, Rafa was getting camps inside the red side jungle that entire time, and it looks like Route doesn't actually secure that mid lane tower. So overall, really well played from Rex. They're getting so much on the map.
CFG had a fantastic early game showing so far, but now that we're in the mid game, we're in Rex's comfort zone. We're going to see how CFG plays this out. Have they been doing their homework? Have they been practicing? Have they been scrimming? Let's see this mid game. CFG trying to approach this Rift Herald, but all 5 members of Rex are here first. This Rift Herald should go in the favor of Rex shortly. Shadow Bunny, meanwhile, might try to go for a steal. Gonna go to Rex regardless.
Yeah, and CFG just did something that I think has been a problem for a few teams in this league, and why Doctor decided
to... Yeah, he's just feeling himself.
Just letting that one rip. But CFG kind of just stood there while Rex took the Rift Herald, and as a team, it's really important to identify quickly if the objective is contestable, and if there isn't an opportunity, it's important to send your members to go get gold, go get experience, go push for objectives somewhere else on the map.
Shadow Bunny flashing forward with the ulti, forces Alk Battery's flash. Nice dodge, nice ulti from Alk Battery, turns that gank around, takes down Shadow Bunny. Another kill going in favor of Rex regardless.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea in the concept. You use Morgana's flash to force out Ezreal's flash. It's definitely a good summoner spell trade. But Shadow Bunny goes a little too far forward, and being pressed against the wall there, really nice and clean shot from Alk Battery to secure that one. Starting to make that flash look a little foolish.
Yeah. CFG having 3 kills on this Tristana. Route is the player you all want to watch right now. CFG, if they want a chance at beating Rex right now, it's going to be in Route's hands right now. Braydude also playing as well. No discredit to him, of course. But Rex, regardless, should they win this game, get that tiebreaker against Terracotta Gaming, and that tiebreaker is for this first seed spot, which means a lot. It means you get your side selection the entire playoffs, and it means you get to pick your opponent in semifinals.
Yeah, we're going to see all of Rex Regalis move towards this Cloud Drake. The first 2 went CFG's way, but it looks like they want to find a way to contest this one.
Yep, Victor's Gravity Field. CFG trying to decide right now, but they've spent a little too much trying to make a decision. That's going to be Rex Regalis walking away with another free dragon. Members of CFG just backing. This just means so much tempo for Rex Regalis right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier at the Rift Herald, but we see it even more magnified in this situation. Every member of CFG, except for the Shen, is sitting there right near that Dragon Pit, not doing anything. They're not accomplishing any gold, they're not getting any XP for themselves, so during that time, it is all Rex.
Yep. CFG, if you are going to be playing in these playoffs, I'm going to need you to brush that up. You need to make these decisions faster. I know your roster situation. I know the situation is tough, and you have a lot to learn in a very short amount of time. I believe in you guys. You can do it, but make these decisions faster. If you're going to leave it alone, just leave it alone. That's a lot of time spent just waddling around there.
Yep, and that is time for this Master Yi to scale and get dangerous. Most of the way to a completed Ginsu's Rage Blade along with the Immortal Shield Bow. Mercury tries to reduce the timing of some of that dangerous CC that CFG have on their side. This Master Yi is going to be a threat.
Yeah, Braydude also opting to split push the majority of this mid game. No teleport on him, fully just having Ignite. We're going to see how much of a disadvantage that'll be, if any at all, and we'll see how Hayam Asti uses his teleport advantage over Ari. 2 teleports on the side of Rex means a lot of objective control, and 2 towers going in the favor of Rex as well, opening up this map. Slowly but surely, Rex is going to start closing in on these jungle quadrants, and we're going to see CFG getting choked out.
Yep, and in laning phase, you really want to look when there's a combat summoner spell into a utility summoner spell like the Ari's Ignite into Victor's Teleport, and when the champion without the combat summoner spell wins the laning phase, it means great things for that utility summoner spell. Victor's Teleport is going to be useful so many more times than Ari's Ignite as this game goes on. Looks like Master Yi has dropped that Rift Herald in the top lane, was about to expire. We'll see if they can play around it. Looks like Master Yi is going to leave that as Route takes out the mid lane outer.
Now, this is where Rex is starting to falter a little bit, because even though they have a bit of an advantage right now, there's not a lot of proactivity with Vision. Just because of the nature of having the Yuumi pick, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. Yuumi has to go with Master Yi to get these wards down, and it's allowing CFG a little bit to get Vision control of their own jungle. Zen might get caught out, Dust flashing forward, Route jumping forward as well. Zen has to flash away. The Crucible comes out, Route decides not to pick it up. Zen coming off Skarl, walking it away.
Yeah, and I think it's smart to not over pursue that. Now that Kled is dismounted, you've got a pretty good opportunity to knock this wave in. You have Tristana, so it's going to go down fast, and they're going to dive onto the Kled.
Zen unfortunately going down. The Shen'el goes through from the side of CFG onto Route. Route trying to kite this out. Master Yi goes down. Yuumi has nowhere to go. This is where it's going to be difficult for Rex. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Shadow Bunny might have caught Hayam Asti. Hayam Asti goes down to Shadow Bunny. 5-9 in favor of CFG right now while they take it down this top tower.
Beautiful play from CFG across the map right there. First of all, the top lane dive really well executed. You know that Shen has the Stand United to protect Route. You have the Wild Growth to protect Route, and you have picks to protect Route. So even though Rafa finds his way into the fight using the Yuumi speed boost, the Ignite goes down, the exhaust go down, but it doesn't matter. Shen and Lulu are able to protect Route long enough for the CC to come through and Rafa to be shut down.
That top lane dive from CFG was a proof of concept for them. They know what they need to do. They understand. They probably said it to themselves a million times before this game even started. If Master Yi dives, just do everything you can to keep Route alive. And that was just a little bit of a test to see how that works out. Worked out perfectly. Meanwhile, on the side of Rex, they're going to be questioning now, okay, we need to dive this Tristana. Can we do it with all 5 instead of just 3? We're going to have to find out.
Yeah, it's definitely harder for the composition of Rex to find their way into a fight. They have Kled's ultimate, and that's really the only way to get this Victor forward onto the enemy team. Victor is a control mage, really more used to holding down a zone, but we're going to see Route walk into all of them.
Getting picked off. That's exactly what Rex needed, making the score as perfect as they can. 6-9 in favor of CFG at the moment. Rafa knew that CFG needed to get that dragon. They knew they wanted soul point. They knew to just hide in that bush, go for death bush, and that's how they get the pick. That might be how they're going to win this game.
Yep, and there's a lesson to all you ADC players out there. It is never worth face-checking any rush, because this situation just went from CFG being confidently in the lead, in the driver's seat, ready to pick up soul point, and instead it's going to be Rex finding a huge shutdown for Master Yi. Oh my goodness, dude. Bray dude.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, chill, bro. Chill. It's okay.
Bray dude able to find Alk Battery. Alk Battery and Why You Know Doctor have been getting picked on this game, and we see another example of that is Bray dude goes in for a quick clean kill onto Alk Battery. Very well played by him.
Yeah, and that's, you know, use of the vision. And because of this, CFG are opting to just go for Baron. Rafa being in the mid lane right now, he's going to start walking it up. Rex needs to decide what they're going to do here. Do they fight CFG? Ari doesn't have teleport. This is a 4v4 right now. If you want to take this fight, now's the time. That's going to be Rafa going in. Dust goes down immediately. No more polymorph. Route has to jump out. You Belong in a Museum has to flash away. Shadow Bunny has no way out. That's 2 members of CFG going down in exchange for Rafa, and of course earlier, hi, I'm Aussie, or sorry, I forget who it was, Alk Battery and Baron.
All in all, not a bad play from CFG. It's a little aggressive to go for that Baron when your mid laner doesn't have teleport, but notably, they pick up the Baron, they get their most important member out with it, so they have Baron now on 3 members of the side of CFG, and the gold going over as well. The kills went pretty even within that fight. I believe Rex got 1 more than CFG did. So overall, really solid play from CFG to secure that objective.
Alk Battery claims that Rex has the best macro in this game, or it might have been Rafa. One of them said it, so let's see what they do in this position. They're in a bit of a losing spot right now. 2 towers down. Route pushing forward onto... Oh my god! Okay, Austin, you're just gone. Sorry, dude. Bye.
Yep. Wow, just... superior vision from the side of CFG allows Route to make an extremely aggressive play. They know that most of the members of Rex have just recalled. Master Yi's going to be respawning in that fountain, and Route pulls the trigger on to Asti, who's on a couple of wards that have been placed down from CFG members, and so far that has been the story. Vision from the side of CFG has been allowing them to make smarter, more proactive plays, and that's why they have a lead. Right now, it's about 6,000 at the 25-minute mark here as Route pushes for an inhibitor tower.
CFG knows that if they win this game, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but it spoils Rex's chances at that first place tower. But like I said before, it'll show CFG's true strength. Meanwhile, on the right side, Rex, I think, tried to engage there. It didn't happen. That's okay. And CFG, nice disengage, getting that tower using that Baron. Shen, in the meantime, taking down that bot tower. This is just classic League of Legends chess going on here from the side of CFG. Zen and Hayam Asti opt to go for You Belong in a Museum. I've seen this play a million times to go for Shen. CFG, I don't know how they'll respond up in the top side. They might be able to take that tower, but Hayam Asti takes down You Belong in a Museum. Inhib going in favor of CFG.
Yeah, so it all starts with Rex sending all 5 of their members to try and catch Route alone in the middle lane. Yeah. But because Route is on Tristana and the Kled was engaging from so far away, can pretty easily hop over the wall, and Zen didn't predict it. So a failed engage there. Then the members of Rex start to spread out. Now that all of the members of CFG, except for You Belong in a Museum, have been sent to the top side of the map, that top inhibitor is almost certainly going to go down no matter what they do. So they decide to send Zen and Asti down to secure kill onto Shen, stops any further sieging from going through. So it's not a pretty play, but I think it's one of those plays that has to be done for Rex to get back in this one.
So much pressure in that top lane right now with this 5th dragon spawning, 3rd for either side. It's going to be really hard for Rex to try to take control of this river. Rafa and Zen trying to make that happen, but like I said before, Yuumi, just because of the champion, can't get as much vision as other champions can. Rout decides to jump forward. Shen ulti goes through. Rafa was in the right spot at the right time. Unfortunate for Rout, but that might have been the pick Rex needed.
Yeah, I've been talking about how good CFG's vision control has been all game long, but ultimately Rout has face-checked a bush once again. It has resulted in the 2 deaths that Rout has, and that could be critical because if Rafa's able to secure this Cloud Drake, it would mean Soul Point, but Rafa's going to be immediately chunked out by Braydude and You Belong in a Museum, caught out not knowing where the members of CFG are, and that is almost surely going to be Cloud Soul Point for CFG after that one.
It absolutely has to be. I mean, Rafa's dead. Wrong place, wrong spot, right after you were in the right place at the right time. Unlucky for Rafa. Gets taunted by that Shen. That means CFG gets that dragon. They're on Soul Point. There's so much pressure in favor of CFG right now. They're going to make it happen. It's very possible CFG takes this game. It's in their control right now. It's their game to lose. We'll shortly see what Rex does to try to salvage this game. But like you said, Vision is the game right now, and CFG is winning the Vision game.
Yep. I think if you're on CFG, you have to tell Rout to calm down just a little bit. You guys are playing really well, and you're mostly doing it by the book, setting up great opportunities with your vision. Make sure you play to it, because if you do, and you don't face-check any more bushes alone as Tristana, this game is going to be in the bag. A huge upset if CFG were to get this one.
Yeah, and of course, unlucky timing as it is. Joshi, which I believe is Rex's main shot caller, could not make it for today's game. They knew well in advance, but unlucky that this is the situation for them. That does mean CFG have every possible chance to take this for themselves. They can prove to everyone else they belong in playoffs. They can shut down STC fans trying to make STC go to playoffs, even though I don't want to play this video game anymore, guys. Sorry, I got out of my caster persona there for a second.
You're good, you're good. That being said, even though Osti is substituting in for the side of Rex, they have put together a pretty solid game for themselves, beating out the Ahri in lane with that combat summoner advantage, and with the least deaths on the team doing a pretty reliable job. And that's all Victor's supposed to do. Do a really reliable job outputting damage, controlling choke points, playing space. And that's exactly what Osti's done this game. You belong in a museum, though, 3v1.
3v1 right now. Zen deciding to engage on them. The rest of CFG opt for Baron. Rex knows, just take the pick. This is all we can get. We can't risk taking that Baron. CFG take the gamble. They take what they can get. Unfortunate for You Belong in a Museum, but he's doing his job.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty textbook from the side of CFG. Obviously, it's not optimal to have your Shen die, but pushed in a massive wave in the bot side. Rex absolutely had to respond to that to save the inhibitor in that bottom side. As a result, CFG get to pick up that Baron, and this is the one that could end the game if it's piloted correctly for CFG.
CFG having Shadow Bunny in, it has been a great addition as well. For those who don't know, Shadow Bunny, previously before the whole roster explosion, Shadow Bunny was the coach for CFG and is also eligible to play in this league. So with her coming in, this might be what CFG needed. They have the macro calls, they have the coach in game, they have the leadership, and they're out macroing the macro team, Rex.
Yeah, they're doing it in pretty devastating fashion too, outside of a couple mistakes from Rout.
Right.
Fled
Nice.
is going
Fled
to ult
ult
in.
coming in. Shadow Bunny shielding himself. Nice speed up from Dust to try to get Rout out of there. Rout looking for an angle back in. Rex trying everything they possibly can to just get a pick onto Rout, but it's so difficult for them.
Yeah, they tried to look for an opportunity. Rout was a little far forward, but the amount of peel tools that CFG have drafted for themselves mean that Tristana is going to be safe to siege for now.
Yep. Rex looking to siege this middle inhibitor for even more map pressure right now, just using the Baron mains as much as they can. It's not a whole lot of options left. They can't take a whole lot in the jungle. There's just 1 or 2 camps left. but CFG putting so much pressure. Rex needing to make a move. They need to make a decision. They need to figure something out. Meanwhile, on the side of CFG, Route is down to 25% HP, alleviating a little bit of that pressure. That means Rafa, if he decides to jump in, can delete Route. There's enough HP that Route just immediately dies. Route decides to back off. The rest of CFG says, this mission's a bust, just leave it, it's fine, we'll get him next time.
Yep, and that's perfectly... Well, it looks like they're still trying to siege this 4-1 with the Ahri in the side lane, now going to join up with the team. One final shove for this mid inhibitor is what CFG is looking to do. Let's see if they can get it.
Yeah, and the movement from You Belong in a Museum and Bray Dude right now, Route taking to just little health right now. Bray Dude diving into the back line. Rafa's on Bray Dude. Shen ult going on to the Ahri. Rafa might get deleted. He does. Zen, why you know Doctor and Alkbot are the only ones left. It's 2v4 in favor of CFG right now. CFG can decide to just march this down. Route goes down to 50% HP. Alk Battery has to flash away. Why you know Doctor gets deleted. Alk Battery at 1 HP. He has to try to save this game. It's him versus the world. If they want first place, it's on Alk Battery's hands right now. You Belong in a Museum. He does have taunt. It's possible. You Belong in a Museum goes down. This might be the 1v3, but Route just deletes Alk Battery. They rush down the Nexus turrets. They rush down the Nexus. CFG, you deserve playoffs. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Congratulations on the win. No tiebreaker needed. CFG victory.
Yeah, very well played by CFG. They really showed that they are here to play, and they are not going to be slept on in the playoffs. Their vision control and ability to play to their win condition around Route was so effective, and it was piloted so well to be able to deny all of the different ways that Rex had to try and kill this Tristana, who popped off this game outside of a couple of face checks that, you know, gotta work out the kinks before playoffs. Is a good time to do it. But if Route stops walking into bushes without vision, CFG is going to be terrifying in the playoffs.
Absolutely. They will be the 6th seed, which means whoever ends up third, I can't remember the standing off the top of my head, whoever's third will be playing against CFG in the brag. Oh, is it you guys? Oh, yep. Fantastic. Oh, great. Well, we'll be really excited to see that. Playoffs will be happening in 2 weeks. All players get a break week next week. Staff gets one too. I'm going to go on vacation, brother. It's going to be a great time. And we're going to see RLS versus CFG. And I believe it's going to be INT versus PTP. And Terracotta takes first, Rex second. That's it. That's Helios League. There you go.
Yeah,
wow.
Helios League is done now, but before you head off for the night, stick around because we will have an interview with the victorious Coin Flip Gaming right after this break.
I'ma have to bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it. I'ma have to 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 bust it. to bust it. I'ma have to bust it.
Hello folks, Chris Edgeworth here with our final interview of the regular season, actually. I'm joined by CoinFlip Gaming, the bot laner, or mid laner turned bot laner for this game, Route. How are you feeling after the big win today?
Feels good. I didn't expect to pop off as the bot laner, but here we are.
Well, let's talk a little bit first about the draft coming into this game. Obviously, this was slated to be a tough matchup, and they picked the Yuumi on Blue 1, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
What were your thoughts when you were in draft, putting together the comp that you folks had and what you ended up against?
To be honest, it basically went to plan. We expected to take the Tristana if it was up, because their ADC was good at it, and like obviously they picked Yuumi, which is very good with Tristana, so it just became even better to just pick it. Yeah, it's kind of weird they picked Yuumi first, to be honest, but whatever.
Yeah, and so as you said, you weren't expecting to pop off so hard, but it did sort of turn out that way for you. They did have the Ezreal Yuumi lane, which can be pretty annoying, but you folks ended up handling it nicely. Talk to me a little bit about how you were able to get so far ahead in this game.
I think it was a Morgana gank that kind of gave me enough space to just jump in and pop them. Yeah, like we just had better pressure bot. Like the Mastery was, I mean, he was never bought at all in that game. For some reason.
I actually can't believe I didn't notice this during the whole broadcast, but he has Ignite. I guess I wasn't looking that closely, but that's also interesting. Well, it was an interesting comp, you know. This was a fortuitous situation that Rex sort of found themselves in, where they could contest for that possible tiebreaker for first place, but they picked an interesting comp. You folks definitely had a plan here, it looks like, and executed it with all seriousness. So it looks really good for you folks as we get ready for playoffs. So let's pivot over to there, and let me get your thoughts. How are you feeling about CoinFlip Gaming going into the playoffs, matching up against, as it seems, RLS?
So we actually have played RLS before, like this iteration of the roster. Like we're at mid, but their mid laner beat me, so I am looking forward to avenging myself. But their team's pretty good. I don't think we'll have any issues now, though, playing against them.
All right, well,
I'm not worried about it.
Sounds good. Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing that after our break week. But we do have Luna coming up, folks. But before we get there, Route, thank you so much for this interview. And before we step away for the evening, do you have any final thoughts, any shout-outs, or any banter you hadn't had an opportunity to get onto the desk?
Nah, man, no banter. GG, guys.
Awesome.
Look forward to more good games.
Yes, awesome. We all looking forward to seeing playoffs kick off soon. But folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. We'll be back on Monday with the conclusion of the regular season for the Luna League here at Friend or Foe. So, folks, I do want to thank all of our teams that contributed here in the regular season. Thanks so much for allowing us to put on such an awesome tournament. Everyone's been so spectacular. We have an awesome group of staff behind the scenes that make it all happen as well. So, folks, with that, congratulations on a successful Helios season, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday for the conclusion of our Luna League. So everyone have a wonderful weekend, and good night.